Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a very interesting show set up for you today. We're going to talk all about the games coming up this weekend and, of course, make our picks. And as you know, I never bury the lead, so without further ado, let's roll.
I hope you have a strong stomach, senor.
Roll the ugliness.
All right, folks, got my pickers back in here. We had kind of a up and down week last week. Let's see. Andy got above 500. He was 6-5. I was 5-6, and Charlie Bob struggled with 3-8. So he's 42-50. I am 44-48 now. And then Andy's 49-44. It's getting tough, man. These Vegas pickers, they're hard to beat. All right, folks, so we're going to get into these games and see if we can get all of us above 500. All right, we're going to start out with Penn State at Ohio State, noon. Imagine that. Every single game Ohio State has is always at noon. They are the big noon kickoff king. Mm-hmm. Ohio State is favored by 20.5. It is at the shoe. Let's start out with Charlie Bob on that one. Do you want to give 20.5 points to Ohio State, or do you want to take the underdog? Penn State does not have a coach. They've got an interim. What do you think?
Yeah, this is tough because it's a lot of points. And, you know, you see Penn State sitting there, so you obviously think they're going to be a pretty formidable opponent. But I don't know. They're a little bit in chaos right now. And Ohio State's – I don't think Penn State's as good as everybody thought they were before the season. And so I'm gonna lay the points. Just because it's below 21, I think that may be close to what it ends up by the end of the game.
All right, so you're going to take Ohio State?
Yep.
All right. Andy?
I'm going to do the same. Ohio State's been a cover machine all year, and I don't think they stop this week. So I'm going with Ohio State.
That's the exact decision I'm going to make because every time I pick them against the spread, I've won. So I'm not going to break that streak. Plus, they've got 3 easy games after this. They've got Rutgers and UCLA and like Purdue. So they don't really – this is their one big game until they get to Michigan. So I think they'll show up, especially it being at the shoe. If this was at Penn State, it might be a very different story. But I think they're going to show up, and they're going to show Penn State where the door is. So
tough schedule they play up there.
Those 3 games are just – but at least they played Texas this year. I will give them that. Of course, Texas didn't turn out to be as good as we thought.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Vandy at Texas. This is very interesting. Vandy is catching 3.5 points, and it's at Texas, which if you'd have told us this a year ago, we would have said, are you crazy? But Texas minus 3.5. Are you going to take Diego, or are you going to take Arch? What do you think, Andy? Let's start with you first.
I was hoping to have a little more time in the show because I still hadn't decided on this one. But I think there's still a question as whether or not Arch Manning is going to play because he got hurt last week.
I don't think he is.
I think
that might not be a bad thing for Texas.
That may not be, but I don't know if Vandy wins, but I'm going to take Vandy in the 3.5.
Okay. CB?
Yeah, I agree. And I'm hesitant. I almost would feel better about taking Vandy if Arch was playing.
I know that's almost got me rethinking it a little bit.
Yeah, because the quarterback, the backup, has been great when in the limited amount of plays he's played just off the charts. So I don't know if he continues that, it's going to be hard because I think Texas, just from top to bottom, they've got more talent. But Vandy's defense is really good, and Pavia is good in big games. So I'm going to take those 3.5 points and the Commodores.
Yeah. This will be the best defense Pavia has seen all year by far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm a believer in Diego. I just am. I've seen him really carve up some defenses with that just ability. He's just got that magic. It's the way it is. I'm taking Vandy.
If they run the ball, it'll be hard to beat.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Miami at SMU. I think this is a very interesting game. SMU is always, you think they're not even, power 4, but they are. And they've really messed up some teams over the last couple of years. Miami's given up 11.5 points. It's at SMU. Miami, this is about normally when they start screwing up. course, they got beat by Louisville last week. They were undefeated, sitting there at number 3, I think. Now they're at number 10. Let's start with Charlie Bob on this one.
I'm going to take the Mustangs. That's Rhett Lashley's the coach, and he was the Gus Malzahn protege, offensive coordinator at Auburn during the Gus years. And he's now the head coach at SMU, and 11.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take SMU.
All right, Andy.
I'm going to roll with Miami here to pull away late.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take SMU as well, just because it's at SMU, and Miami, I don't know if they can stand prosperity. They don't seem to like to do that. All right, let's pull up this next big one. We've got the powerhouse of Indiana. Let me find it. Indiana at Maryland. Indiana has given up 21.5. It's at Maryland. Let's start with, I'll go first this time. I'm going to take Indiana because they've been covering the spread like crazy, and Maryland's not very good. They're just not. I know it's at Maryland, but I'm going to take Indiana. They're on a heater right now. They beat the crap out of Rutgers, and they beat the crap out of UCLA, and they're beating up on everybody.
It's good to be the king.
So I'm going to take Indiana, and I'm going to give up the points. Charlie Bob, what do you think?
I tend to agree with you. I think the only time they didn't cover was, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, they've covered almost every time.
That was just half a point.
Yeah, and it was right at the very end, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I think you roll with Indiana right here.
All right, Andy?
I'm with you both. I'm going to take Indiana. They're covering machine just like Ohio State.
They really have been.
Killing everybody.
Now, this next game is super interesting to me. Georgia at Florida. Georgia has no idea what type of offense they're really going to throw at them because they've got the interim coach in there. Let's see. Georgia is -7.5. It's at Jacksonville. As you guys know, it's always at the neutral site, which I've never really understood why they do that. I would think that would hurt their home cities, but that's what they do. So, Georgia -7.5. Let's start with Andy on that one. What do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is. I would take Georgia if it was -6.5.
Yeah.
Georgia's they're playing everybody. Everybody's giving them a scare, but they're finding ways to win late. I know Florida's in disarray, but they still have a really good defense. I don't feel good about it, but I'm going to take the Gators and the points.
Oh,
here.
man. Taking the Gators.
Yeah.
That's
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Yep.
but I kind of like it. All right, Charlie Bob.
I agree. I thought about this, and I think it's just one of those games that always seems to be close for whatever reason, regardless of the records, regardless of the situations. It's just one of those kind of rivalries. And so 7.5 points, I'm going to take the Gators. I think maybe Lagway, maybe he can break loose and run a couple. It seems like he's getting a little healthier. Just some things like that. Florida's defense has played good all year. So take the Gators.
Yeah. I hate, but dang it. I'm going to take Georgia on this one. I'm not excited about it because I never know what Florida's going to do in that game. They had them last year until DJ got hurt.
How dare you?
I'm going to take Georgia though. That just looks like a sucker bet to me. And maybe I'll end up being the sucker on this one, but I got to take I got to take Georgia. All right. Now let's pull up this next one. Here's Notre Dame. They got a really tough game against Boston College. Oh, boy. I tell you, that's a tough one for Notre Dame. Let's see. They're giving up 28.5 points on this one, boys. Boston College hadn't beaten anybody. They're awful. So what do you think, CB, on this one?
I don't really know or care.
No, and I don't care.
I'm going to tell you.
To be honest, but I'm going to take Notre Dame. I mean, it's 4 touchdowns. They may have that covered by halftime.
Yeah, it's going to be. They have a tendency to get it rolling about this time of year. Mm-hmm. So let's see. What do you think on this one, Andy?
I agree there. I that is a lot of points, but Boston College is terrible, and I think Notre Dame will cover that.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm taking Notre Dame. This is when they start winning, and that's such an easy game for them. Imagine going into a game in the middle of the season in conference and you're getting a 4.5 touchdowns. I mean, 4.5 touchdowns. Just give me a break. It is what it is. All right. Next one up, Mississippi State at Arkansas. Let me find it. There it is. Mississippi State at Arkansas, 4 p.m. at Fayetteville. Got the Bobby Petrino in there as interim head coach. Mississippi State's coming off a disastrous loss to Texas where they were up 17 points in the fourth quarter, and then just the dumbest late hit, and then just Katie barred the door, had the punt return for a touchdown. Arkansas is favored by 4.5 in this one. Can Mississippi State come back from that loss? I mean, that was heartbreaking. Let's start with Charlie Bob.
That's the question. I think this is a tough one to pick because both teams have looked good at times, and Arkansas's at home. That is right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so there's no cowbell effect.
No cowbells.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with Arkansas and lay the points.
All right. Andy?
I think so too. Missouri they're just good at finding a way to snatch.
Mississippi State, not Missouri.
Missouri, I'm sorry, Mississippi
Oh,
State.
is that what you meant? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They're a snatch and defeat from the jaws of victory. They should have won the last two games, and they're playing better. They're better than their record shows, I think. But Arkansas, I think, will have too much offensively for Mississippi State, especially at home.
This is a huge game for Bobby Petrino. If he's going to be the head coach, he needs this win. This is the one that he has to have, in my opinion, to get that job, because they love him. They're scoring points, but they expect to beat Mississippi State. And if he loses that, it's going to be hard for that athletic director who wants to give him the job to give it to him. So I'm going to go with Arkansas on this thing and assume that the crowd makes a huge difference, because they're going to need to. Otherwise, Mississippi State will cover that.
Do you think Levy will be a target for some of these schools that have openings?
If they'd have won some of these games here at the end, they've been losing so close by. Definitely, I think he would be. But it's hard to do that if you don't have a strong schedule. I mean, as far as the record, I'm sorry.
It's just hard. He's just not closing, is he?
No, and that's hard. It's like Fran Brown, who lost his quarterback up at Syracuse. He'd be a huge commodity, but they're 3-5 now, and that's knocked him out of the running.
Yeah.
All right. South Carolina at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is coming off a big win. South Carolina is coming off a devastating loss. They were up by 8 points in the fourth quarter. They're crushed. That just crushed their season. Ole Miss minus 12.5, boys. That's a lot of points, but it's at Ole Miss. What do you think? Let's go with Andy on this one.
Well, South Carolina showed some life on offense last week, and definitely should have beat Alabama. And Ole Miss is not very good on defense at all. I think South Carolina can hang with them. I believe I'll take those points and take South Carolina.
All right. CB, what do you think?
Ole Miss wins, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think, South Carolina seems to always have a crazy upset almost every year. They beat somebody that they shouldn't beat or that you don't see coming. And so I think maybe that's this week. And if not, I got 12.5 points as a cushion there. So, yeah, I'm going to take out South Carolina.
And Kiffin always seems to lose to somebody he shouldn't.
Yeah,
right.
It's a lot of points. If it were like 7, 8, something like that, I'd go with Ole Miss. But that's almost 2 touchdowns. I'm going to go with South Carolina on this. Shane Beamer's coaching for his job, in my opinion. He's 3-5. He's 1-4 or 1-5 in the SEC. I mean, he needs to show. So if not, I don't know if he'll get fired this year, but he's going to be heavily on the hot seat next year. This is a game he needs. I think they show up and at least give him a game. I don't think they win. All right. Let's go with the big one for us. Oklahoma at Tennessee, dark mode at Neyland Stadium will be rocking and rolling. Oh, my gosh. Woo! Tennessee's favored by 3.5. Oklahoma has the number 1 defense in the SEC. Tennessee has the number 1 offense. So it's strength against strength. Tennessee's defense has not shown up all year. and Oklahoma's offense is so. Let's start with Andy on this one. I know you're going to pick, but tell me why.
It's dark mode. It's kneeling at night. That's why. That's the difference. Tennessee's they're gonna be able to hit some big plays. I don't think they're going to score 56 points like they did last week, but I think maybe the first team to 31 might win this game. And even though their defense hasn't been good at all, they're opportunistic and they make plays, they make turnovers, they score, and I think you'll have some of that this week. So I think the Vols cover and win by touchdown.
Okay, Charlie Bob.
Ooh, 31. I don't know. That's a lot of points, Andy. The against the Oklahoma defense.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
But I think Oklahoma, if they can run the ball a little bit, they're going to need to establish the run. And I think that opens up some opportunities down the field. Tennessee is going to have to, those long plays, I don't know if they're going to have time to develop because of that pass rush. So, I mean, those big hits downfield they got last week, I don't know if they'll be there or if he'll have time to hold the ball that long. And, Tennessee's secondary has just been atrocious and a lot of that's due to injury, obviously, but, it's still just been very bad. And, having said that, I think I agree with Andy. I don't agree with the point total, but I agree that I think it's the Vols by 7. So I'm taking Tennessee.
All right.
Mateer doesn't look right. Mateer doesn't look right to me.
Yeah, he's not seeing the field good, and I think that thumb's bothering him. Could be as well. He came back too early. I can't believe he came back after like 2 weeks after a broken thumb. It's crazy.
Well, if anybody can make him look right, it'll be Tennessee's defense.
Oh, I know. Yeah, if this were at Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma be favored by a touchdown. But
you just got to hope this isn't a get right game.
Yeah, kneeling is at night is terrible. I mean, it is just so hard to play there. I think that's going to be the big deal. I think that will boost the defense enough. And Mateer has not been playing great. He'll look good against us. But, I mean, look what we did for Cutter Boley. But I don't think I think the crowd's going to bother them a lot on offense. So I'm obviously taking Tennessee, and I think we'll cover that 3.5.
It's an elimination game.
Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, whoever loses this ball game is out of the playoff. Period. This is a play-in, play-out game, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it's a play-out game. When
you got 2 losses, it's win and survive.
Yep, that's where we're at. We should have won that Georgia game.
Yeah.
All right. Here's your game, CB. Kentucky at Auburn. This is the who's going to get fired game.
That's right.
Auburn is favored by 11.5. It's at Auburn. If they get beat by Kentucky, you need to fire Hugh Freeze. I mean,
I think they will. I think they will. I don't. With all the vacancies, the coaching landscape has changed a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I think that's helped Hugh, to be honest. Just because, if you're going to fire somebody, you need to have a plan for what you're going to do next in place. And I don't know if Auburn has that. I don't know if they have any clarity about what they would do next, unless it's just promote Durkin, who's been a head coach. But I don't know if he's the guy long term that they want. Which I guess they could do an interim and maybe do a 1-year deal, but they don't like to do that. They like to give 5-year deals down there.
Yeah.
So to somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience, but I'm going to go with. Last week I went against the Tigers and they won. So I'm going to continue that because I got 11.5 points. And Boley looked pretty good. And I don't know, with this new quarterback, I don't know what Auburn's going to look like. So I'm going to take the 11 points and the Cats, but I think Auburn wins the game.
Let's go with Andy. What do you think on this one?
I'll take the Tigers here at home at night. And that's usually the kiss of death for Auburn. Has been this year when I picked them. But Kentucky's just not good at all. And Auburn's defense is better than Tennessee's by a lot. And I think they'll cover that. I think Auburn wins by 14.
I'm shocked that it's 11.5. I thought that'd be a much closer spread, but you're bringing in Ashton Daniels is your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Haven't seen enough. Yeah, go ahead.
The Vols beat up on Kentucky pretty bad. I think had that game been closer, I think this spread would probably be closer.
Yeah, I tell you. Auburn's defense is awful good. Boy, God, I hate that spread. I
Well,
just hate to assume that Auburn's going to score a lot of points.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to take Kentucky just because of the points. I think Auburn wins the game by about 7-10. I don't think they win by 2 touchdowns, but they might.
Well, it could be a 14-10 game, and nobody'd be shocked.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And I really think Auburn should sign that assistant coach to a 5-year deal. Stephen Pearl, everybody wanted him. You're lucky you were able to hold him because, I mean, look what he's done as a head coach. How do you not hire him?
Well, it's, that's just being smart, John.
Well, you're lucky you got him because I'm telling you, you're about to lose him to probably Purdue or Villanova or just one of these great teams.
You just wait till Rick Barnes retires, and we're coming to get him.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, the guy's won everywhere he's been.
He might be available.
It's funny because it's true.
All right, folks, that's our picks for week 10. Hopefully we can improve on our record. I'm telling you, it's hard to beat Vegas, but we keep trying. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know. Continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, and boom, right over there. Hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video. It's on this side. God, I can't even keep up with it all. It's right here. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk J.
Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!